Hi, welcome to SES Academy. I'm Skip Brown. We're going to do part 2 of this pump level controller. Last time we looked at the operation of the pump 1 sequence of operation on the controller. This section we're going to look at pump 2, pretty similar. Also take a look at the selector switch. So, to review, control power on, either pump will run in hand under any circumstances. Pump 1 is listed as a lead pump. Pump 2 does not run in automatic, but pump 1 does because I've jumpered out the float switch. Okay? When I'm in pump 2, only pump 2 will run in automatic, pump 1 will not. And pump 2 and pump 1 generally will not run at the same time either. They're interlocked. Okay? Let's take a look at the drawing inside, first of all inside the panel. Once again, I've got the selector switch, pump 1, pump 2. The selector switch is going to take power to whichever one of the contacts I'm going to use. We're looking at pump number 2. To put that in hand, this is pump 2 starter in hand. Okay, I go to automatic. As you can see, nothing happens. When I'm in pump 2 automatic, because I have jumpered out 3 to 10, the pump will energize in auto. Okay, that's off, that's hand, that's auto because I'm jumpered. Selector switch to pump 1, I can still run in hand, but I cannot run in auto. Now, pump 1 will run in hand or auto because the selector switch is in the pump 1 position. Okay, let's take a look at this on a ladder diagram. Very similar to what we have with pump 1, only the numbers have changed. So I've got my control power on, control lights indicated. Okay, that's that wrong. CR3, which is an emergency relay, that relay is normally closed, which energizes wire number 3, which is a remote feed to exterior float switches and so on, but it's also my hot wire to my HOA for pump 2. Field correction there. On pump 2, I've gone to the HOA. In the hand position, hand being in brown, I jumper 3 to 15, and that takes me right to the indicating light and the coil. Okay? Now the coil is only going to energize if I don't have an overload condition. Other than that, 120 volts across the coil, 120 volts across the indicating light. And remember, if I put these in series, they won't work. Outputs have to be in parallel. Outputs have to be in parallel. I need 120 volts across the indicating lamp and 120 volts across the starter coil. Okay? The selector switch, I've just gone to pump 2. We changed a couple numbers. And when I'm in automatic, I've got to have 3 make 10. 10 is going to feed the selector switch. Either way I have the selector switch, number 10 is going to either feed number 14 for pump 2 or number 11 for pump 1, if you remember the drawing from pump 1. Okay? Now 13 is an auxiliary output. 13 closes depending, whichever pump is running. I've got 2 sets of contacts on this selector switch block. One of them is going to enable the appropriate motor starter. The other one is going to energize wire number 13, which is an external run indicator. Now this is going to feed external sensors, and it'll only do it when one of the pumps is running. I'm suspecting this is going to energize a low-level alarm. In other words, the water level is too low for the pumps to be running. They're going to pump dry, so this is going to give us an alarm, a low-level alarm. Okay? And of course, 14, pump 2, that's wire number 14 coming across automatic to pump 2. Now the selector switch has nothing to do with the hand position. Remember, in the hand position, I can energize either pump without any regard for the selector switch. The selector switch is only the automatic side of the HOA, the handoff automatic switch. Logically, this is a logic diagram, if you recall from our earlier discussion. Logically, hand takes precedent over automatic. And automatic is looking for an automatic input. Hand, throw the switch to hand, the pump will run. Automatic, I need another input to make the pump run. In automatic, I cannot run the pump unless I have that external input. In this particular case, I need the input from our control hot wire, number 3, to number 10. Number 10 feeds the selector switch in automatic, right here, automatic, through the selector switch, and that will energize the pump. So we have 2 functions here, 2 sets of selectors, 3 or 4 sets of conditions. In order for the pump to run in hand, all I need is control power, the pump wired, go to the hand position. For the pump to run in automatic, I have to have the selector switch on the right pump in the auto position, and I have to have that external input. Automatic means I'm looking for something else to do the thinking. Hand, I've got control of it literally in my hand. Okay? This selector switch is a little convoluted. Most selector switches would only be from basically here up. This selector switch is being used to energize an external contact, an external terminal, number 13, to let us know that the pumps are running so that we can feed an external source. This could even be a remote control pump run light at a control panel, 100, 200, 300 yards away, okay? So this is essentially the selector 2-motor switch. And this will conclude part B. The third part, or part C, of this motor pump controller is going to discuss all of these control relays and alarms, okay? And as usual, of course, I would ask for questions at this point, not in this format, so please enjoy, and thank you.